Hi, Cancer. Welcome to Higher Source Tarot for your mid-month September tarot and oracle card reading. This is a reading for all Cancer. Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. All right, we'll start off here with a Sacred Destiny oracle card, and then we will have a detailed Celtic cross style reading. I love this card. You have the card of protection. Now, I didn't say this, but I guess I will. I chose the oracle cards that I did today based on their color scheme. And doesn't this look perfect? It really does. So if things have felt like you've been a bit exposed in some area of your life, know that you're always being protected and guarded by your angels. But let's see what the cards have to say. All right, current situation, you have the Star. The immediate influence is the Ten of Pentacles. You have the Nine of Cups in your subconscious. The Queen of Cups is in the distant past. The Nine of Swords in the more recent past. You have the Three of Cups coming towards you. You're represented by the Two of Cups. You're attracting the Hermit. You've got the Five of Swords and your hopes and fears. Six of Wands and the outcome. What a beautiful, beautiful reading. Happy days are here. You've got the World, the Ace of Swords, and the Page of Swords in the clarifiers. So let's take a look at this a minute here. It appears that we have three major arcana. We've got Virgo, Aquarius here. I like the watery energy, but we do have all the elements in general. So I feel like you're going to wrap up a cycle with that energy of the world, and it's the beginning of something great. The Ace of Swords makes things very clear cut. Any contracts, any new beginnings are done with clarity. There's no confusion here. There's no second guessing. Now that Page of Swords, we have to be a little careful with him because he can be, sometimes, he's vigilant. He's always on guard, but sometimes it's needless. Now the Page of Swords, I feel, is related to this Nine of Swords in the more recent past. So if you bumped up against something that had you a little bit thrown off, maybe a little anxious, a little concerned about the outcome, be careful not to continue to carry that forward. I like it that both the Two and Three of Cups came out right next to each other. Okay, 78 cards. So when they do start to come out in order, I feel it's meaningful. And so in terms of love, you're attracting somebody, I feel they're an old soul. There's someone who may be more awakened than they realize, that they have more understanding about what they are, who they are. And so with this energy, I feel like you are, if you haven't met them yet, you're manifesting them, but you have happy times ahead. I also will say too, just on the day-to-day level, you have a lot of socializing, a lot of very positive interactions where the people around you, you just seem to click with them. You get along well with them. It's very harmonious energy that you're coming into. So you're represented by the Two of Cups. Your subconscious has you pulling in the Nine of Cups. And then, of course, here with the Star in the World, doesn't that say harmonious? So I feel like what your point of attraction is this. Okay, it really is. And also, too, the Star and the World, the major arcana represent the evolution of your soul. There's great freedom and expansion coming in here. And there's something about this where you just have a higher perspective. So there may be some little, things here or there that come into your path, but they're just not a big deal. Okay, if something doesn't go quite like you expected, it's not a huge deal. It just kind of works out. You let go of it. You don't give it too much energy. So I like the current energy that you're in, though. With the Ten of Pentacles and the Star, you have unexpected gains. So I do feel like you have unexpected money coming in with that Ten of Pentacles. So get ready if you're finding little bits of money in places. You go to get out your fall wardrobe and there's a $20 bill in a pocket and you go, this is kind of fun. I do feel like with this, so you're going to have, like we were talking about, great social aspects. So go to things if you get invited. Somebody invites you out to, I see somebody with, it looks like some kind of hot cider or something. They invite you to a bonfire. They invite you for a walk, coffee, that sort of thing. Go to it because I feel like from there you expand. You have a very positive influence, your inner energy is shining. And so don't be surprised if people, when they get a hold of you, they keep wanting your energy. And I mean that in a positive way. These are not, energy vampires. These are not draining people. It's like people who get around you and they just want more of your light. And that's a good thing. So I do feel like with this, again, you're not going to be sitting at home alone, but you do have to go out there and you do have to say yes. Okay. If people invite you out and you say no all the time, it gets hard to build any momentum. Now, in terms of love, though, too, I told you you have a match coming in. You've got wish fulfillment. When you see the star, know that better times are here. Okay, you've got that wrapping up of a cycle and beginning a new one. And with this, you are going to feel protected. You are going to feel steady and stable. And like the people around you are trustworthy. I feel like with this, too, that 10 of Pentacles is the wealth card. So I mentioned, too, you have money showing up. If you're interviewing for a job, you've got quite a yes coming in. Okay, when we start to see this, the energy coming towards you and the outcome. All right, this is all about being on the path to success. These are yes cards. So if you are doing something like I said, like a job interview, or in terms of just at work in general, where I feel like you're going to have a nice smooth cycle, you won't be having those Sunday scaries lurking over your shoulder where you're just like, oh God, with that again. So I feel like any changes that you have going on with work are going to be quite harmonious. Now, in terms of the person you're attracting, because we did talk about that, the next 7-8 weeks, I feel like if you're single now, you've got nice elements to attract in those next couple of months here and meet up with somebody that feels solid. They feel, too, like perhaps that they've been a bit off the radar for a while. And maybe they don't have any social media. You might find that they're difficult to research, okay? And not that we want to go doing background checks on everyone, but I feel like there's something about that where it's just not their thing. They may have a Venmo account, they may have this or that, but it's not a huge part of who they are. And so with this 9 of Cups energy in your subconscious, you've got wish fulfillment here twice with the 9 of Cups and the star. But this is what your point of attraction is. Your point of attraction is attainment, accomplishment, completion, realization, and new beginning. Your point of attraction comes from clarity. Okay, the essence of who you are right here, right now. So notice it as you're attracting new things. If you say, I had a situation that could have been really hairy, but they gave me some warning, advanced warning, those things like road construction and all those kinds of little day-to-day things. And you say, oh, I'm glad they told me that. Or I'm glad I knew this about my car and they gave me a loaner. So while they were fixing it, I could get to work with no problems. All those kinds of things. I feel like notice those, acknowledge them. Sometimes we just take it as this is what the world should be like, but it's also your point of attraction because there are people who aren't getting those things. So with the energy of the Queen of Cups in the distant past, this is a card of intuition. It's also a card, though, where we have to be a little aware because with the 9 of Swords right after her, she tends to do and do and do for others and doesn't put her own oxygen mask on first. So if you got a little burned out, if you found that you were taking care of people and you got into a cycle where it seemed like they thought you had unlimited resources, or like I said, I feel like people are going to be intrigued by your energy, but if you found in the past, and that scared you because you found that in the past, people were taking advantage of it and it was too much. Okay, they were using your energy. They weren't just connecting with it in a steady state. Then that may be part of the issue with that 9 of Swords, okay? Because this is a depletion when you go after her into this 9 of Swords. So I do feel like with this, I'm glad this is where it is and not in the subconscious. With this 9 of Swords, you may have had needless worry about something, or you may have had just a period if you had like at the end of the summer, that month of August, if you found that you just didn't have much energy, or you had things that kept happening that were bringing in worry into your life, like we were talking about repairs and things like that. Or if you had, for some reason, some type of economic insecurity or some other kind of a safety concern, a brush with something that just kind of left you off balance, I feel like you're going to come into better balance, okay? So I do feel like this, and it is in the past, but it is showing up here, trying to tell you that you have better times ahead. So again, with this 3 of Cups, it's celebration. It can be an engagement. And with this, so like we were talking about, if it's a job, I feel like this is such great news. Now, if it's a new job that you have, you might find that your coworkers are quite friendly and want to invite you and include you in things. They want to get to know you better. They may invite you for activities outside of work very quickly on. And with this Three of Cups, so it's all about having fun. It's about connecting with people, feeling good around them. And so I do feel like you have a time of celebration coming in. Now, somebody too, you may have good news coming in too. If you have adult children, perhaps an engagement is coming for one of them and you feel they're ready and it's a positive. Okay, this is not like something that you don't want. It's something that you do want. It can be reunion too. So with the Two of Cups here representing you, the Two and the Three of Cups, in terms of reunion, it's somebody you want to reunite with. So I will say with this, it may be an old friend or somebody you haven't seen for a long time. And like I said, I feel like they embody that hermit energy, like they've been off the grid for a while. You've lost touch with them. You didn't know what happened. They're difficult to track down because like we were talking about, they don't have much social media. But I do feel like you're going to get contacted by somebody that you've been wondering about. So the Two of Cups has you finding your match, finding your people, reciprocal. So when you line up with people in this energy, it's easy to be with them. There's not one person taking more. And so I feel like with this Two of Cups, if it's a job, you're going to say, this suits me great. The hours are good, especially if you have somewhat of a unique schedule. If you have young kids at home or who are in school and you need to be home at a certain time. Or you say, I don't do mornings. I don't like it when I have jobs where I have to report really early. I do better when I can sleep and get up and do yoga and have coffee and meditate and all the things. Anyway, whatever it is, I feel like it suits you is what they keep saying. It suits your schedule. So if you've been worried about a schedule change too, I feel like you're going to come out just fine on the other side of it. Like there's needless worry in the reading for a reason. And the Hermit says so too. This is coming out on top. So the energy of know thyself, like we talked about, and we know that this is an ancient teaching, right? It's been engraved on, all kinds of places in terms of like, in the world, famous monuments, statues, things that were created hundreds of years ago, and they engraved know thyself. Okay, it's like the opening to the world. And so with this, so I do feel like it embodies the people in the situation that you're attracting, where it's going to be very stable. You also, too, with this, you may have somebody who comes in and gives you great advice. As much as people are interested in your opinion, you may have somebody, if it's work related, that gives you a little bit of intel. All right. And they do it in a way that's not gossipy either. It's important information. It also, too, may have something to do with like somebody who is a veteran employee. They've been around a long time. And if you're newer into a job or a profession where they give you information they wish they would have had. So listen, be receptive. It's a great teacher when the Hermit shows up. So that Seven of Swords is in your hopes and fears. I just don't feel like it's a huge character in this. The only thing I would tell you is be careful of people who are a bit sloppy. This can be the card of oversights. You see how he runs away with those swords? He's not even prepared. It's like you didn't know you were coming to take all those. You couldn't have brought some sort of container with you. So I feel like with this, it may be people who aren't exactly, like I said, detail oriented. So be aware of that and don't be afraid to check and double check, especially where money is concerned with that Ten of Pentacles. So the Six of Wands has you confident. It has you making gains. It is a card, though, where people look at you with a lot of respect. They value your opinions. They want to see you succeed. And I do feel like, too, you may have a change in terms of, we mentioned, either a schedule change that really suits you, or even for some, it's going to be getting accolades, but perhaps even a promotion. All right. Now, if it's a job change, I do feel like it's exactly what you hope for. Like we talked about, where you want to go to work, where you feel comfortable and happy and successful in a relationship too. It's somebody who, I'm telling you, you're not going to have to worry about them and what they're doing in their spare time. They're interested in you and they're interested in only you. So let's see what we got. The yes, no time predictors showing up. All right, so interesting. I like it that there's a music note on this card. They say adjust your expectations, but I do feel like they're saying don't limit yourself. With the reading that's here, do not limit yourself. Allow yourself to be anything. You have a fantastic energy coming in. Good things are on the way for you, Cancer. I love you, and I'll be back again soon.